Hello again, this is Austin Burns here, your favorite tenor from the Tube of You, and I am here with another top 10 list for you today, top 10 books that I read in 2019. The first one is The Good Neighbor by Maxwell King about Mr. Rogers. And of course, it's a very interesting time for Mr. Rogers fans, as there was a movie that just came out with Tom Hanks, and then a year or so before that, there was a documentary about him. Both are excellent, and the book is even better. Second off is Present Over Perfect by Shauna Nyquist, and it's really about understanding that success is not just about your career, it's about taking care of yourself, taking care of your family, and being able to prioritize things that really mean something to you and not just get in the habit of being busy for the sake of being busy. Number 3 is The Art of Asking by Amanda Palmer. This is an amazing book from a woman who is an independent musician who is able to make her money through a small number of fans. When I say small, I mean 100,000 or something like that, under 1 million. And she has been able to raise a lot of the money to make her albums and to go on tour through sites like GoFundMe and Patreon. Number 4 is The 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss, and it's about really understanding how to get the most out of your work and to outsource as much as you can to other people so that you have your time freed up to be able to do other things. It's also talking a lot about how to get to a point where you can work remotely. You don't have to spend your time going into an office every day. Number 5 is The Book of Joy by the Dalai Lama, Desmond Tutu, and Douglas Carlton Abrams, who interviewed both of them. Really respected spiritual leaders who are a bit older in life, getting together. They discuss their philosophies, their views on religion, and how they achieve a sense of inner peace. Number 6 is You're Never Weird on the Internet by Felicia Day. It's a great book by another person who's an independent artist. This time she's a filmmaker who decided she wanted to make her own web series. It was one of the first web series that was ever made, and it was called The Guild. She was an actress in Hollywood for quite a long time, but she decided she was being stereotyped. She wanted to branch out a bit, to be in control of her own creative destiny and have control over the writing process. Number 7 is a really special book. It's The Moment of LIF by Melinda Gates, of course the wife of Bill Gates, but is a force to be reckoned with in her own right and is one of the heads of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Talks about a lot of women's issues in different countries, how the Gates Foundation has been helping, and also when you are helping someone in another country, you can't go in thinking that you know what's best for someone else. You actually have to talk to the people there and work with them to solve problems, because we do everything through our own cultural lens. And so there are many things that we don't understand about other cultures and why something may work for us but may not work for them. And so it's really a book about listening and humbling yourself. Number 8 is The Unbelievable But True Story of Argo by Antonio J. Mendez and Matt Balio. It's the true story of the Iranian hostage crisis in the 1970s under the Carter administration and how the US government was able to successfully extricate these members of the US consulate. They came up with it by using this elaborate cover story of being a film crew that is on location for some kind of space opera like Star Wars. Number 9 is actually very similar to Argo, this crazy true story that was also made into a Hollywood film, this one starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Catch Me If You Can by Frank W. Abagnale. It's the story of a young man who decides that he is going to run away from the situation with his parents and become a fake pilot. And he comes up with all these very clever ways of ripping off large companies. Flies for free on this airline. He is a fake doctor for a while, and then he actually takes the bar and passes it and becomes a lawyer. Ends up working for the FBI. to counter check fraud, which is how he makes most of his money. The last book is called 10% Happier by Dan Harris. It's about a news correspondent who has to do a lot of stories about religion for the 2000 election of George W. Bush, and so he's interviewing a lot of people to get a better perspective on the evangelical vote. Then after that's over, he is still doing a lot of stories on religion, not specifically evangelical. He becomes really interested in this sense of inner peace, and he goes on his own spiritual journey and finds a way to make himself 10% happier. Thanks again for watching. If you're interested in supporting my channel, you can always visit my Patreon page. Also, I have a new album out, so if you're interested in listening to that, you can go to Spotify and hear it for free with some watermarks, or you can buy it either on my website, austinbradfordburns.com, on Amazon, or on iTunes. Don't forget to hit the like button if you liked this video, and also if you want to know about upcoming videos, please hit subscribe, and if you want to be notified, hit the notification bell.